Today, what I'm going to show you guys is an app called, or a website called Pixlr. Um, we've been using Photoshop in the class, so we should know how to use Photoshop, but it's kind of expensive. We don't always have that, at home. We definitely don't have that on our Chromebooks. So if you need to edit something outside of class, this is a good site to go to. If you are on your Chromebook, you may possibly have it as one of the um, apps over here if you kind of search through there. If you have it, great. If not, that's not a big deal. We can always go to the site itself. So we would type in the name, which is going to be Pixlr. That's Pixlr. If I just search it here, we can see a few different things come up. They have some apps for it. I think it was Pixlr-O-Matic. They have Pixlr Express. What we need to use is going to be Pixlr Editor. So I can go into here and find it, or since I have this open, I can pretty much just go to that drop down. Once I get there and I open it, it's going to give me a few different options right off the start. So we can create a new image. This isn't going to be a photo. This is just going to be kind of a blank image, kind of a blank canvas to start with. So if you want something a certain size, you can work with that. Couple things down here. We can open an image from a URL. So if you have the URL for the image, you can use that. You can open the image from a library. This is kind of cool because if you sign up through Pixlr and you click on here, this will automatically connect you to certain social media sites. So Facebook. If you know you have photos you want to edit on Facebook, if you click here and you sign up, you can pull those pictures from Facebook directly without having to download them and save them and all of that. So that's kind of cool. What I'm going to do today is just open an image from my computer. And what that's going to do is, give you your folders either in your downloads, your desktop, and I'm going to go ahead and pick a photo that I have here. So for some basics here, we have our typical, file, open, new image, if I want to add another image to this, saving it, printing it, our normal edits, rotating the image, layers, um, different adjustments that you can do to it, filters if you want to, kind of like when you have like your Instagram filters, zooming in, zooming out, language, and help. And they have a lot of help information on here if you do get stuck on something and you're at home and there's obviously nobody there that might be able to help you. They have a lot of tutorials and a lot of step-by-step stuff, so that's always good. If we come down here, we see the tools. This should look pretty similar to what you see on your Photoshop. So we've got cropping, and if we hover, it'll kind of show us all these things. Our lasso tool, our wand tool, eraser, clone stamping, blur tool. A lot of this is the same. As you click on each one of these, it's going to give you kind of these different menus here. So some little basic things that you can do with each one. Those will kind of pop up, like the brush sizes, alignment, all kinds of stuff here. So it's kind of cool because we have this up here to kind of help us out. So whatever the case may be, the size of the eraser that we're going to have, how large we want that to be. So the tools you need for this, instead of kind of clicking around, you'll just kind of use this open toolbar here. And like I said, for each one, they kind of change a little bit. So those would be the tools that we're using. Obviously, we have the photo here. We have the name of the photo, the size of the photo. If you have more than one photo open in here, you can always kind of drag this around. So if you have another picture in there, that's always helpful. Over here off to the right, we have our navigator. So this is kind of what we use to zoom in. So we see where it zooms in here, and then it gives us this full version of the picture here, so we kind of know where we're at on the photo. You can zoom in through view, but using the navigator here gives you a little bit more control of what you're seeing. We have our layers, so just like Photoshop, we have our background right now. We haven't done anything to this. If I wanted, I could, make a duplicate layer, and then just like before, we kind of have our background layer locked, and then our background copy that we'll, work on editing on. And we can always, just like on our desks at school, we can always delete those layers. And then it also gives us the history. So, just like you should be used to on the computer in your classroom, it gives us kind of our steps of what we've done to the images that we have. So these are just some of the basic things. Like I said, you can kind of play around with, rotating the image, um, working with layers, adjusting colors. Kind of works with the color wheel there. Different filters. These ones you don't have to do much. It just kind of adds the filter in. If you want to save it, press yes. If you don't, cancel. And then you can still kind of play around with the filters there. So just a few different options, just kind of to show you guys the basics. Like I said, not too far from what we've been using in class, so it shouldn't be anything that's that new. There are a few things that are different. There are shortcuts that I have posted on the on my class website too. There's always like Control C for copy, Control V for paste. It has the same kind of deal, just like your Chromebook does as far as those shortcuts on the desktop. A lot of these things, as I go through the different tutorials as we get farther along, I'll kind of go through more of these specific things with you, but just to kind of get you started, this would be a good kind of place to play around with it.